This is a response to Alex's video about picking 3 random books off your bookshelf. Unfortunately, I'm at college, so my bookshelf is very, very small. So instead, I'm going to use some random number generators and pick it off of my Goodreads list of all my books that I've read. So, we're going to pick page first and then the number listing out of 10 on that page. Here we go. The first book we've landed at is Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli, if I remember and can pronounce that right. I don't remember exactly when I read this, but it is a very sort of sweet, innocent, in a way, book about a girl that goes and she's in a new town and she's very unique and Luna-like. And this boy is sort of falling in love with her and is confused by her and everything. It's a very cute story. I enjoyed reading it. There is a sequel called Love Stargirl, which is different in that Stargirl is weirdly not in most of it. It's sort of like her presence is mostly in letters. So it's a type of sequel where it could almost be a standalone book, and it's very different from the first but still connected to the first, which I always love. So it's a good book if you're looking for sort of a cute read. Not too sad, just kind of just a nice like relaxer. The next book is Chaos by Ted Dekker, which is one of those books that I'm questionable about whether I read or not. The series is kind of a mind-boggling, confusing series. I don't really know how to explain it because I haven't read it in so long, but I can tell you one of the main things I remember is that there's some weird crossing over worlds and there's like this sort of book of prophecy that is somehow related to the main characters, and it's all kind of confusing and seems like it has a little bit of Matrix thrown in there now that I look back on that. And when you finished the book in the series, because there's a bunch of them, you're always like, so does this mean this or does this mean this? So it's like, if you enjoy the mind-bogglingness of Doctor Who, you will probably like these books. Also, if you like the Pendragon series, you will also like these books. This book is The Legend of the King, which is the last book in the Squire's Tales series by Gerald Morris. These books are fantastic. They weren't quite my introduction into Camelot Legends, but they're the ones that made the most impact. The general outline of the series is that it's about the Camelot Legends, except the author has made up this one character that's his character through which he sort of fuels the story for at least most of the for the early books, and then he keeps him in there later. And it's a young boy named Terrence, who you find out is not the ordinary boy you think he is. He lives with this old monk who's very entertaining in that the way that we remember the past and how we can look back at the past but we don't know the future, he's the opposite. He remembers the future and forgets the past. I mean, he's got like a little bit of common sense about like the relative, like the sort of like right now, but it's always, it comes across as the impression that things are always kind of crazy around there. And Gwaine rides up, and he needs to stay for a while, and because of this monk that remembers the future, he knows that Terrence is going to be his squire. And he addresses him as Sir Gwaine, and he's like, I'm not a knight yet, I'm actually on my way to get knighted. And he's like, oh, well, you know, your squire here will go with you. And they're like, what? Oh, Terrence, he's your squire, right? Remember? They're like, no, and Terrence is like, future. There's some fun adventures there, and he mostly sticks true to the Camelot Legends, and it's sort of like, you can like group main legends per each book. And so the last book, The Legend of the King, is about Arthur's death, which is, of course, very sad. And it was interesting, though, because unlike in the Merlin series, they actually had like a long time of like peaceful reign in between like him being kinged and having a good kingdom and then him dying. And it's actually very interesting because they had him die way more abroad, and like they had him like go and visit India, I think. And it was pretty cool. Except like the whole time I'm like, no, I know what's happening at the end of this book. This is sad. Please don't end. Please don't end. Please don't end. But he actually gave it a really good ending that left me very happy, even if a little bit bittersweet, because I'd picked up this series in the middle of it, so I churned through the first couple books, and I had to wait for the other ones to come out, and you know how that is. Then when the last one's done, it's sad. But, so that's a good book series. If you enjoyed the Merlin show and love Camelot Legends, or if you just love fun stories, and actually it sort of in a way reads like fan fiction because it's taking like the established stories and then he sticks his own characters in there and goes, dude, let's roll with this. It's really fun, really creative, really awesome. I love it, and I think you would too. So, because this is a response to Alex's video, be brilliant.